fact, first section only I split it into two sections because I ran out of time to do the first section. The basic idea about how to read the Bible and especially the prophetical things. Okay. So this is the quote, important quote for this section. In the Revelation, dash books of the Bible meet and end. How many books? All. That means from Genesis to Jude, all the books end at Revelation. Genesis is not ending with the 50th chapter. Okay? Do you believe this? How this is possible? How this is possible? Anyone can help me? How this is possible? All books of the Bible meet and end at Revelation. What's it? Okay, second coming. In fact, second coming of Jesus Christ was spoken in Genesis everywhere, right? End of the controversy. Like say, this literally have some meaning because all the stories, the Bible stories, the real stories, which have been written for us, for our edification, for our profitability, right? All this was revealed in Revelation. Clear? So, without understanding Revelation, we cannot understand the life of Joseph. What do you say? Otherwise, we see a life of Joseph life as a movie, right? We sympathize with Joseph, that's all. But we have to see in this perspective. Okay? So also the book of Jude. Book of Jude says, somebody creeped in, right? By the side way. Who are they? They are the one who went away from us. That's what First John says. Who are they? He is the son of prediction. He has to come. This is what Thessalonians says. But this all have been clearly picturized in Revelation. That's why all the books of the Bible meet and end at the Revelation. Without understanding the Revelation, the knowledge what we have as a church, right? We see a story of David and Goliath as a story of a hero. That's it. But when you see on this context, we see this is a story of the great controversy. Father sending the son to kill the giant Goliath. So also with every other thing recorded in the Bible. Okay, here is the complementary of the book of Daniel. One is a prophecy and another one is a revelation. One is a prophecy, that's Daniel, right? Another one is the revelation which is going to come. The book that was sealed is not the revelation, but that portion of the prophecy of Daniel related to the last days. Some portion of the Daniel book was sealed, and we know Daniel book also was unsealed. What's the year? 1844. In fact, before 1844 itself, it was unsealed, right? Especially like the 1798 when the Dark Ages came to end. Okay, we know that. Okay, you remember this point also in your mind whenever you read Bible, like say you have to go to the Revelation. You cannot say, say to literal sense, we cannot say after reading the Old Testament, you cannot say that I read the whole Testament, right? Fully, right? You have to go and read what? The Revelation. Then only it ends, right? Okay. So Revelation has a lot of things. Say for example, one side Revelation has numbers. Another side Revelation has symbols. Like say numbers like 144, 1 to 60 years, 12, 10, 7. It's quite popular, right? 4 is there, 1 is there, also is there. And symbols, church, candlesticks, stars, seals, etc., etc. Right? You personally read. Then it has a lot of 7. Revelation to do with a lot of 7. We are familiar with the 7 churches, 7 letters, 7 stars, 7 candlesticks. But there are 7 thunders, 7 trumpets, 7 seals, 7 angels, 7 mountains, 7 eyes, 7 horns. A lot of 7 are there. And also there are 7 blessings in Revelation. Have you ever read this? 7 blessings in Revelation? Like say, blessed, one who reads and hear and obey, and blessed are the dead from this forth, right? The people who are dead after receiving the 1884 message, right? They are blessed. Then, watch and keep the garment. They are blessed, right? Called for the marriage of the Lamb. Like say, one who have the blessing, the first restriction is a blessing. Keep this thing, do these commandments. 7 blessings are there in Revelation. So Revelation is also spoken in sanctuary language. You can see 3 chapter talks about the candle, right? The church, then the seal, the bread, and then the trumpet, the ark, and then eschatology event was there. It also talks about a lot of sanctuary services, right? Maybe some of you are attending Pastor Pedrin sanctuary service. Like if you understand sanctuary, better you can understand Revelation. Okay? A lot of things are there. You can read it personally. Like say, this is how Revelation have been formed, right? This is formed. We call us like say, it goes down and it goes up. We have to see the parallel, right? So we have seen the parallels of Daniel 2, 7 and 8, right? If you leave Daniel 2, you may miss Daniel 7, something else, right? That's what morning 2 sections we discussed. If you miss Daniel 2, the iron, and then the iron and the clay, the leg, the feet and the toe, right? You miss the translation of the Rome. So also Revelation has to be read like that. The 7 churches, the New Jerusalem. 7 seal, 1,000 years. 7 trumpets fall of Babylon. And the middle part is the great controversy. You can read like this. This is some information. So I'm not focused here. We will go to the next one. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, so for Daniel, I started with Daniel 2. But for Revelation, I have to come back from the back side. Understood what I'm saying? So I started Daniel left to right. But Revelation, I'm going to talk about right to left. Okay. So this is the quote. The verse, Revelation 16:12, and the 6th angel poured out his veil upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, and the way for the king of the east might be prepared. Who is the king of the east here? I told morning itself, I hope that you have some strong knowledge about Daniel and the Revelation. So, yeah, you are telling the answer. Yeah. This is Jesus Christ. Okay. So, the 6th angel poured the plague in the river Euphrates, so the water dried. What do you mean by water? Yeah, people and multitude. Revelation 17 says, like say the angel told to John, say, come, I will show the oar which sitteth on the water. The water represents the multitude people, tongues and the language, right? We know it, right? So water dried and the king of the east came. Okay? So this is end of the great contrast. This is second coming. Okay, so when you go back to the history, so we know how Babylon was overthrown. You know the history, right? So Babylon was so powerful, right? So Babylon court was there, the fort is there. So there is a river, right? No one can enter Babylon. Okay, they felt so secure because this river has a lot of wild creatures. So no one can cross that canal and come to Babylon. But on the day, like when Belshazzar took the holy vessels of sanctuary and mixed the wine, right? He failed to understand the lesson given to his grandfather Nebuchadnezzar. So God wrote, right? He wrote. So that time, what happened? People diverted the channels of water. So there was no water in the canal. People entered into the Babylon. So also, God is going to pour his wrath on this earth for the Babylonian water. The people. There are going to be a large multitude going to die. That time, who is going to come? Jesus is going to come. This is the climax, right? So from here, I'm going back. Okay? Going back. So with this background, let us go, right? Someone read from Bible, right? I'm not put in the slides. Read Revelation 16, 13 and 14. Sorry, brother, is it 16, 13 and 14? Almighty. So this is the chart, right? 3 unclean spirits like frogs coming out of the mouth of the dragon, the beast and the false prophet. It's the spirit of devil working miracles, go to the kings of the earth and to the whole world, people gathering together for the battle of the God. So this happens when before probations or after probation? After, are you sure? Before. Because after probation, what is the use to deceive others? Because after probation, the righteous going to be righteous, the wicked going to be Wicked, right? But now, three unclean spirit, right? It goes out of the mouth of the dragon. Who is dragon? Satan, right? We take the verse from Revelation 12, okay? So, and who is the beast? Papacy. We take this from Revelation 13. And who is the false prophet? Good. Right? He says America. How many of you sure that the false prophet is America? Yeah. Because if you want a reference, you take Revelation 19. Revelation 19. If somebody could pick the verse before I find it, you can tell me. th verse. Okay, this is a key point, right? The beast was taken, and the false prophet, which wrought the miracles before the beast. Okay? So, according to Revelation 13, who wrought the miracles before the beast? Right? You put a finger there and turn your Bible to Revelation 13. Turn your Bible to Revelation 13. Okay? You read verse 13. Okay, who is doing great wonders? The lamp-like beast. Okay, the lamp-like beast. Are you with me? Or are you feeling a little tired? Or stomach is full? Blood is going there, so it is not here. Okay? Not like that, right? So false prophets is one way. Literally, they are false prophets, right? That is there. But in Revelation context, in this context, false prophets represents the lamp-like beast. We know lamp-like beast is America, right? Our Advent pioneer, who found out lamp-like beast is America? No, it's not William Smith. Yes, it's the Bible, but who found that, like say, lamp-like beast is America? It's Andrew. Andrew. Okay, there is a small book you can download from internet, Founders of Message. Founders of Message. You can find that book, a PDF book in internet. In that, you'll be reading interestingly how all these messages, our basic doctrines, have been prayerfully studied by our pioneers who brought the truth into the forefront. Okay? Okay. So, three combinations, right? Three combinations: the dragon, the beast, and the false prophets. In other words, Satan, papacy, and America. These three going to combine together, and these are the spirits of devil. Why it's called the spirit of devil? Because in Revelation 13 it says the dragon gave the seed, the power, authority to the beast, right? So already I have given a quote. The spiritualism have changed a lot. It taken a form, right? Previously it was objecting Bible and the Christianity, but now it accepted the both, right? To tell you rightly, Satan has converted into a nominal Adventist. You put it rightly, right? Nominal Adventist. So he changed his headquarters from maybe like say Gnosticism, Kabbalism, something else. He changed all this his headquarters to papacy. Okay? To papacy. Okay then. So they are working miracles. What miracle? We read in Revelation 13. To bring. So why God used this word? God might have said he can bring back even the dead, right? Like that he might have used, right? He can say that he may do miracles like which is done by Egyptians sorcerers, right? But why he says, inspired John like this, say, bring fires from heaven. What is that? Good, good. Like I said, there are a lot of interpretations are there, right? But I think the best thing is during Elijah's in Mount Carmel, right? There was a test. Who is the true God, right? Who is the true God? So the true God test was proved by saying, by hearing whose prayer, God sends the fire. He is the true God. Okay? So America is going to do something which make the whole world to believe true God is doing it. It's really, we have to open our eyes wider, right? Right? Okay. So they're going to the whole earth and do all these things, right? They are doing it right now. They're doing it. Okay. Okay. This is the God's part and the dragon's part. Like God's plan, God as an instrument of three angel message, and Satan as an instrument of three evil spirit. So God's method is proclaim the three angel message, go to every nation, every tongue and kinder, and proclaim the message. Right? You shout and you tell. Fear God and give glory to Him. The Babylon is fallen, and then don't get the mark of the beast, right? Don't make the Lord to wrath. And the purpose is to unmask the evil power, gather the remnant on the Mount Zion, because the lack and 44, like going to gather in Mount Zion. Like say, they don't have any gall in the mouth, their names are written, their father's name written in their forehead. They are virgins, right? They are pure. They are going to gather there, and the final result is victory. But the Satan has another purpose, right? Like say, his method is perform miracle, don't preach, but do perform miracle. Okay? So I want to ask you a question. We know the disciple Thomas' story, right? So after the resurrection, Jesus said, just came to the disciples, and Thomas was not there. Okay? So what statement Thomas did afterwards? Yeah, that's the point. Unless I put my finger, right? I will ask you a question. If Jesus comes before me and reveals to me, I will believe. This should be the plain statement, right? But why he said, unless I put my finger and see? What he was expecting? He was not expecting simple revelation of Jesus, right? Yeah, like say the emotional part he want. Already certain things are revealed. Mary Magdalene told that he saw Jesus. Two disciples who went to Emmaus, they returned back, they told they saw the Jesus. Peter told, John told, right? Angels have given a witness that Jesus is resurrected. And then, the 10 disciples have told that we saw Jesus, he was here, right? And then Thomas heard a rumor that the priest and the Romans agreed together to tell a lie that they have taken the body of Jesus. Taken by disciples. That includes Thomas. He knows that he has not taken the body of Jesus, right? But what he was expecting? What he was expecting? The truth is very clear, right? He knows this is a rumor. Another person is telling the truth. The truth was told by his own fellow brothers, right? But he still said, I want to touch and feel. That's the experience of every individual. That's the experience of every individual. For that reason only God has written that incident in the Bible. So Satan knows this. Satan knows this because when there is something due to our carnal nature, we believe that is true. So Satan knows this because he read human beings clearly and says the best way is to do a miracle. Let me do a miracle, people will be deceived. Do you think Adventists will not be deceived by miracles? I can say Satan will not do a miracle which Adventists oppose to Adventist. Right? He will do a miracle, very simple miracle, which we believe as a God's providence. Okay? Then the purpose is to deceive, gather the kings of the earth to Armageddon war, and the final destruction. I want to be in the first part. I wish and hope that you all like to be in the first part, not the second part. Okay, we are setting the stage, we will go forward. So the dragon represents the Satan and okay, we know it. So this is a false trinity, right? You see Satan, the father of lie, Antichrist, the son of prediction, lamp-like beast is false Elijah, it's a controlling agent. And there's a point I'm going to come here. Okay, there is the father of lie, there is the son of prediction is there, but he wants to control people's mind, so false prophet comes to the force. It's a controlling agent, false Elijah. Okay? Making others to believe that God is with them. Okay? So we have put a stage. So what do you understood till now? Somebody can tell me what you understand, what I'm trying to say. Somebody, right? Because it's calm, weather is good, stomach is full, Satan is working. So tell. Something. I'm running out of time. Yeah. Yeah, it's a Protestantism and any false prophet. But in Revelation context, the literal point is USA. Yeah, Protestant America. The reason, what I'm saying is, uh, say, um, what is this? What is this? It's a pen, right? It's a pen. That's the first thing. But I can use pen for so many purposes. Like that, when you read a particular thing from the Bible, you take the meaning from that book, from that chapter, from that context. Okay, that is the first meaning. But it can be applied with so many things, which is not wrong. Which is not wrong. I think I am reaching you. If not, we'll continue that, right? So there is nothing wrong. I mean, the Protestantism of America or general Protestantism, right? Okay. So, so what I was trying to tell, you tell me instead of me making a summary. Somebody. Yeah.
Actually, I cannot give it all a summary, but what I'm trying to see is that you're trying to point out that Satan is going to use a miracle so that he can deceive the whole world.
Okay. So the book of Revelation we can easily understand when you see what's going to happen, because it is not the sealed book. God has put it everything clearly. So whatever you see in the book of Revelation, some prophecy have been fulfilled, something is going to fulfill, something is going to happen, like we already read that quote. So this all you can see in this context. Okay, in this context, because it's all are ending towards this area. Okay, okay. So let me read few quotes, right? It is Satan's constant effort to misrepresent the character of God and the nature of sin and the real issue at stake in the great controversy. So what was Satan's constant work? Tell me. We are sure that he misrepresents God's character. That is sure, we are sure. The second one is, he misrepresents the nature of sin. He never makes sin to appear as sin. We all have a definition of sin. Though we know what is sin from the Bible, but still we all have our own definition of sin. What I say is right or wrong? Yes. And then the real issue at stake, right? The real issue, the real great controversy. You don't want us to understand this thing. Okay? So there are so much of behind this thing, but I'm just putting this point. Okay. So who can escape all these things? We have seen the three unclean spirits going to the whole world, deceiving the whole world, right? In Matthew 24, Jesus said, many will come and deceive. How many? Many, right? Many false prophets will come and deceive many. Many false Christs will come and deceive many. And false prophet and false Christ does signs and wonder. And if possible, they will deceive the very elect, right? Matthew 24, Jesus said clearly, false prophets comes in one angle, false Christ will come in another angle. They'll join together, do miracle for deceiving the very elect. Very elect here? Who? Adventists. I mean the people who know the truth, right? If possible, they are going to do deceive the very elect. That's what Revelation also says. So, who can escape? Only these people can escape. None but those who have planted their feet firmly upon the foundation of truth, who have not an experienced knowledge of Christ, will be led to accept form of godliness. Very, very, very important, brother, my sisters, right? Unless you have an experienced knowledge about God, you can easily be moved. So this IYC program, the basic idea is make you to have a personal experience knowledge in your personal time. That's the main idea, right? We are not going to give stuffs, go and preach in your church. That we are not going to do. Anyhow, like if you ask me, I will give all my presentation, not only what I'm present, what I'm not present, I will also give everything. But what I'm saying is, try to have, this is very, very important. You fix, and have some good relation with God. Then only we can be escaped. Because we are seeing how to escape. What is happening there. But this is a very simple method, right? You have a firmness in the truth, have experienced knowledge about Jesus Christ, then you can escape. Okay? So, There are a lot of things out there. We will go. So recently, I can say about a month back, right? I got lot of stuff in WhatsApp. So much, so much. Every day my memory card was full. Okay? I'm in nearly about 15 groups. So people start sending a lot of things. What to believe, what not to believe, that I don't know, right? I simply copied everything and put it in a folder. I don't know this picture is right or wrong. Finally, Pope agrees, Muslim. Jesus died on, Jesus did not die at the cross. You know this is Jesus, Muslim story, right? Where Pope made this appeal, is there any reference? No. I don't know where he made this appeal, but it's circulating among Adventists. Okay? And you can see he's putting signature. You know that world religious event has happened. So pictures, maybe the pictures are okay. So see a lot of pictures. So about Pope and Obama, right? And then this symbol, we know all these things are, we are much familiar. And you see, like say, Pope Francis want to be president of the world. This is all some screenshot somebody taken and browsed in their mobile and taken and sent to me. Okay, what to believe, what not to believe. In one way, like say 3 unclean spirits have gone to the world, they're doing miracles, and we know who are these 3 unclean spirits, what they're doing, we know it, but what to take and what to understand, like say where to see all these things, because informations keep flooding, and then a lot of things are there, like a lot of things, etc., how they are accepted, idol worship, right? And one person sent this to me and called me and said, Anna, I sent a picture, watch it. Right? The new Roman emperor. Yes. Rome is going to build a new emperor, right? Yes, that's true. It came in Time magazine, he said. But the person who sent me, I know him, he has not forged this picture. But I don't know who sent this to him. Okay? Right? Okay, so what we are going to do is, we are going to see who is actually the Rome, what they are actually doing. Okay? For what they are making all these efforts. Okay? So we'll be reading quotes after quotes. Okay? So don't get sleep. Take principles from it. Okay? So we will have a small understanding about the Rome, the iron and the clay, the papal Rome, the little horn, northern king, leopard-like beast of Revelation 13. And then this is the Bible verse, right out of the Rome, speaking great things, war with saints and the Most High, blasphemy, attempt to change the law, power over all. Satan gave the power, seat and the authority. 1260 years is going to be ruled, and it received a deadly wound. Whole world wonder after it. Okay? Some of the points, right, which we are familiar. Just I put that points. Okay? Then, Pope. Somebody read for me. Can somebody read? Like I said morning, I have some sore throat, right? You please read. Somebody. Yeah. Okay. What do you mean by that? This is taken from Great Controversy 5:6:4. What do you mean by that? The church will never say that they have done wrong. They are telling now to the world, right? Or they are not telling that they have done wrong? Yes or no? Yes. But Spirit of Prophecy says they will never say that they have done wrong. They will fix to the standard that we are infallible, right? We cannot do mistake. Bible can do mistake, any other thing can do mistake, but the church cannot do mistake. That's their stand, right? Then how they can come forward and say that we have done this much of wrong things? Especially we murdered so many Jews, we murdered these people like that. How they can say like that? Something fishy, right? This is what I am saying. Watch. Why they are doing so? We'll discuss. The next one. Okay, I will put the summary of the thing. This Ellen White says, now God's power is just restraining everyone not to show their complete wild nature out. When the restraining power is removed, then you will understand what is the character of Rome. Serious. This is serious. Okay? And And the last quote. There has been a change, but the change is not in the papacy. Yes, there is a change, but change is not in papacy. The change is in Protestantism. They opposed Rome and their philosophies, but now they accepted their philosophies. So it looks there is no bigger change between a Protestant and a papacy. It looks papacy is so good and genuine because Protestant have changed a lot. Okay? With this background, we'll go forward, right? We'll proceed forward. You have to read, sister, for me. Okay, this you have to remember. Rome does things in order to gain influence. The whole world wondered after the beast. When is going to happen? When that is going to happen? When Revelation 17, according to Revelation 17, the woman, right, rides on the beast. The whole world is going to wonder. So the wondering, the healing of the wound started in 1929. But it is still the whole world is not wondering after the beast, the Pope, right? So Pope is working to make people to wonder at him. To wonder at him, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Yeah. To be amazed, right? With fearful heart, or just to appreciate or something like that. I think it is not about fearful heart, right? There is no fear. Like say they're going to appreciate Rome. And Rome is working for this purpose. Rome is working for this purpose. Right? In order to gain influence, there is an increase in difference concerning the doctrine that separates the Reformed Church from the papal. Right? So Reformed Church, they separated from the Pope because they widely differed in doctrine. But now the Pope, what is trying to do is, it want to gain the influence. So to gain the influence, the Pope reduce the doctrinal difference. So this happens in the Protestant church as well as in, complete my sentence, as well as in our church, right? Because the dragon was wrought with the remnant of a seed which keep the commandment of God and have the testimony of Jesus. Testimony of Jesus is spirit of prophecy. Okay, Satan is working. So you have to be very, very careful. Like say you have to be very strong with the doctrine, and when you find these doctrines have been diluted, okay, the person behind the scene is the dragon who gave the power and the seat and the authority. Through the Pope, through the Protestantism, they are working. So we have to watch in your church, in your personal Bible study. Okay? They want to bridge the gap. They say you and me doesn't differ anything. Only one point we are differing. What's that point? Idol worship, that's all. You are worshipping on Saturday and we are worshipping on Sunday. Like that, they're going to create a picture to us and saying, this is the deception. This is a deception. No, it is not so, right? It is much more than that. You see, the Roman church is far reaching in her plans and modes of operation. She is employing every device to extend her influence and increase her power in preparing for a furious and determined conflict to regain control of the world, to establish persecution, to undo all that. So you have to look into the world, right? Three things. What are the three things here? Like say, it determined to regain the control of the world. In dark ages, who was ruling the world? Rome, right? It want to regain the control of the world. For that, they are bringing something. Okay? That you have to watch. Then, to re-establish persecution. So, India, there is a debate going on, right? Should capital punishment be abolished or not? What Indians are telling? What Indians are telling? Yeah, they want it. Like the Indian mindset is to abolish capital punishment. Okay? Government is not accepting. Do you know why government is not accepting? Who suggested this thought? Capital punishment should be abolished. It's a political leader or anyone, a common man. Who suggested? Political leaders only suggesting, right? Political leaders are only suggesting capital punishment has to be abolished, but government is not accepting. Why? When they put forth this information to the public not accepted fully. So still they are controlling the human minds, they're tuning. And there will be a time the majority will accept capital punishment should be abolished, then they will accept. But at the point, the Rome is working for bring back the persecution. This is more than a capital punishment. Capital punishment is given because a person has done a terrible crime. Persecution? Persecution? Because you have done a terrible crime? No, right? All who live godly in Christ Jesus will suffer. Finish the verse. All who live godly in Christ Jesus will suffer persecution. But Pope is working. I mean, the papalism is working in such a way, people are going to tell. The people who have said there should not be capital punishment, they're going to tell, persecute them. Persecute them. I should not be the person who tell, persecute them. But I can be a person, somebody tells, right, persecute Arun. Then I will be blessed. So also you. And then the third thing is, what's the third thing? Undo what all Protestantism done. What Protestantism done? The very fundamental thing what Protestantism done is Bible only. That's why in the previous section I told, today we are not relying on Bible only, right? I mean Bible and Bible only means law and the testimony. We are not relying on, right? We are relying on much more than that. I'm not saying that's wrong, it's good, unless it supports us to establish in a principle manner, but it's different. Okay, we'll continue. Men are closing their eyes to the real character of Romanism. Great controversy, page 566. And the danger is to be apprehended from a supremacy. Okay, people don't understand really what papacy is doing. That includes you and me. Right? Let us awake. Then, she clothed herself in Christian garment, but she is unchanged. The word is very clear. You see, she clothed herself in Christ-like garment, but she is unchanged. Every principle of the papacy that exists in the past ages, is it possible? You think so? Yeah, it is possible. But what about now? Does it exist today? Do you see papal power like this? Or are we not having some sympathy on the papal power? Right? How this was happened? I'm saying this was happened systematically. They destroyed our conscience. I'm not saying don't have vengeance on them, because that is not our duty. Our duty is to expose they are in deception. To call them out of the system, the Babylon, and say, come back to God, serve Him with a free conscience, like that. But today it has changed a lot. Like saying, every principles of papacy that exists, like say, I'll put very clearly, every principle of papacy that exists in the past exists today. Okay? Then, this is very, very, very important. What I'm going to say is very important. The day of great intellectual darkness has been shown to be favorable to the success of the papacy. It will yet be demonstrated that a day of great intellectual light is equally favorable for its success. Why we have sympathy on papacy is one simple reason is we say that is dark ages. That mindset of the people, they are not accepting socially, right? So they did this mistake. They used the darkness period for their advantage. They used the intellectual light period for their advantage. So what all the intellectual lights we have in the world right now, you tell me. You know dark ages, right? Nothing, right? We don't know anything about it because it's dark. Nothing. So what are the intellectual light we have apart from spiritual things, I'm asking? Technology. Then, I hope we all, like say, we all text, we all WhatsApp, Hike and Viber and all format of social media and other internet stuff, we talked a lot about Sunday law, papacy, coming event, new world order, everything. All this mobile are gathered at Elagiri. This is have been noted or not? Tell me. Tell me, noted or not? My mobile is not working here, so I'm okay. Noted or not? Yes. Yeah, they're taking advantage. Then what else? What's the technological, intellectual light we have? Yeah, advancement in science, in medicine, education, okay? All these things. That's why our church says natural remedies, right? They talk about homeschooling, right? They talk about you grow your own crops, right? Own food. That's the reason we talk about the country living. Have you understood where this message is? I mean, the education, the true education, the natural remedies, the health laws, and then health ministry, and then, the homeschooling and all these things, why it has to be promoted in this time. Do you understand? Right? Yes, they use the intellectual light and deceive the whole world. I read about a year back saying homosexual people are committing homosexual because one of the reason is the vaccine they get in their childhood, they react when they grow up. I read in a newspaper, it's an article, it's published by some doctor. Then a question rise to me. I don't know whether it's true or not, right? He has done a research with few people and they come to a conclusion. But one thing is very sure, the drugs, the prescribed drugs which we take unnecessarily, controlling our mind, right or wrong? Still we are not bothered about it. Who is behind the scene? Now you tell me, based upon this quote. Who is behind the scene? Of course Satan. Now he's working through papacy. But you say, no, it's not like say God gave, yes, God gave inventions, everything is right. I'm not disagreeing at all. But you have to be much careful. Much careful. But in our church, like say when we talk about health message, they say, oh, these people are somewhere else, right? Don't give such opinions to others also. At the same time, you personally learn and take stand. Okay, we'll continue. Then, the Protestant church have been seeking the favor of the world. False charity has blinded their eyes. They do not see, but it is the right to believe good of all evil as the inevitable result. They finally believe evil as of all good. False charity. Like say Romans are known for false charity. They do some charitable work which make people to believe, right? Good. Why we have a soft corner on papacy? The reason is they've done a lot of charity. The real as well as the false. But they have one agenda. What's that? 3 things you saw. Regain control. Yeah, the third point is undo what Protestantism done. To bring back the persecution. Okay? Then, I'm running out of time, I will just finish, right? So, Roman Catholic Church talks about liberty to sin. And then, like say, liberty to sin is like say, in the sense, like say, they say, you can confess your sin to your fellow men. Okay? When Roman does this, he degrades a man. Because he say, no problem, you go. A man doesn't have a power to say that. It gives license for man to sin. Okay? So actually, I want to talk a lot about it, but I will do it in the next section, not now. Because I don't have time. Okay. This is the quote morning I was mentioning. What they desire is a method of forgetting God, which shall pass as a method of remembering. They have some methods which tells to others, this is a method that we have to remember God, but this is a method that they make people to forget God. What is that? If the Roman Catholic have this principle, that same principle also was taught to Protestantism. The same principle also in the Seventh-day Adventist nominal church. A church which doesn't read Bible under spirit of prophecy, they follow this. They have some methods. Method says this is how we have to remember God, but the same method makes to forget God. Very simple illustration is the Jew. Jews had a very good economy. Their organized structure, everything represents Christ, right? Everything. God put every things, either in the sanctuary or in their cultural system, all represents Christ. But by seeing all these things, they forget the Christ. They are so interested to observe the Passover feast, but they're not able to see that Jesus is the Lamb of God, real Passover. No, they're not able to see. The same thing is going to happen now also. Okay? Papacy will adopt to meet the want of all. The entire world consists of two classes. One class is they want to be saved in their work, by the work. Other classes, they want to be saved in their sin. Papacy have doctrines for this two class of people. And Ellen White says, here is the secret of its power. So when you find people preaching or teaching, or when you read and when you develop your opinion that you can be saved in sin, or you can be saved by your works, you are directly or indirectly promoting the teachings of papacy. Right? Then, okay, I'll finish. Like I'm running out of time. So what I tried to say is, yes, there are a lot of things happening around the world, but all these things we have to see in these 3 points: gain control over the world, bring back the persecution, and then undo what Protestantism done. If some information you are getting, and if it fits to these 3 points, it is good. But their main work is to mislead us. They'll give some information, and we'll be chasing that information, and they'll be doing the work. Right? So don't do like that. You can see these 3 things happening around you, because the spirit of papacy is a spirit of Antichrist. The spirit of Antichrist is a spirit of human nature. That's why I'm going to talk about the next section. Maybe tomorrow I'm talking about human nature. It's a human nature. Human nature is a nature of Pharisee. We naturally do like this. I have to see whether a small little pope is growing in my heart. What I say is right or wrong. Right? These characters. Because they want to regain the control. Our nature also fights to be in the forefront. Our self want to project ourselves. It's a papacy. We say papacy is wrong, but it's in a miniature in us. Just see it. And then they have false charity. Careful. And they have a system. Tell your mistake, I will forgive. And I can say, human, we are experts in giving advice to others. What do you say? Right? Right? Some of your friend comes and talks to you like that she or she has an issue with a boyfriend or girlfriend. Instantly we come out with advice. Right? There's nothing wrong to give a godly advice. But advice which pleases to the self. As if papacy is forgiving the man's sin. That's the secret of his power. That's the problem. Okay, you watch all these things, and prayerfully you also meditate about the 3 things what we have discussed today, and come back tomorrow. We'll be seeing one is the nature of man, and one is the spirit of prophecy. Mainly we'll be seeing that. Of course, some more worldly current events I'll be presenting to you. Shall we bow down our heads for prayer? Okay. Heavenly Father, thank you, Lord, for being with us. Lord, thank you, Lord, for helping us to see what we have to see happening around the world, Lord. There are many things are happening. Yes, we have to watch and we have to be careful. But the more important thing is how the papacy is trying to regain the control over the earth. How it's going to make us wander after him. Lord, let us not do wander after him, but let us unmask the real character of papacy. Lord, above all, let us unmask the real character of papacy which is in our heart. Throw it out of our heart, Lord. Give us a new heart and a new spirit, which do according to your will, Lord. I ask in the name of our Lord Savior Jesus Christ. Amen.